Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. It is I, Badger, back for some more League Lads Season 16 playoff action. It is the losers bracket top 8. It is a heavyweight series between Pizza Dog on the Radiant side and the Funny Zone on the Dire side. I am joined tonight by a longtime friend of the channel, a man, of course, in the bracket on the other part of the losers bracket. A man of many MMR, Lads Plus two-time champion, and many, many titles. It is Logical Dota 2. How are you this fine evening?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
But of course, we have some fun teams here tonight. Of course, both these teams came into the season as one of the absolute favorites, and yet one of them will go home, not even making it the top 6. Pizzadog, of course, did not have the group stage they were looking for, but they have been on a loser's bracket run. They slapped down the Perfect OU team. They slapped down Toxic Tacos 2-0 in a beatdown. And now they're playing the Funny Zone. Funny Zone, of course, they dropped their first round winners series. They were the #1 overall seed going into the playoffs, and they got absolutely upset by Mellow Fellas, and well, now they're on a losers bracket run of their own. But one of them will end here tonight within the next, anywhere from 2 hours to 3 hours, to hopefully not 4 hours. I want to go to bed, but we do have
Yeah.
some heroes already banned out: Sniper, Pangolier, Earth Spirit, Shadow Demon, Storm Spirit, Enchantress, Bristleback, Enigma. First pick Luna, response Medusa. You have the floor, Logical.
I would say all this is pretty standard, especially for these two teams. They both kind of got the carries that they're winning with. So like in the last series, Funny Zone, they lost game one to the KU team. I don't care, sign me up, and then they picked Luna 2 games. They won 2 games. Similarly, for Pizza Dog, they won with Medusa in their series against the Perfin team, but then in the series against the Tacos team, Toxic Tacos, they just first phase banned Medusa both games. So both of these teams are kind of getting what they want. The bans, I wouldn't say there's anything too notable. I guess only thing that even that like kind of pops out at me is this like Storm and Enches bans. But I mean, even these are like pretty normal. In like pro MMR games, you'll see a lot of Storm bans in the first phase, but I don't think it quite carries over to Lads. Kind of same with the Ench, to be honest, but I think it's fair because there are a lot of these heroes are just very specialty for Pizza Dog, I'd say. Like Bingu, I called him a Storm Spirit Merchant in the past, and then Azir Escape is he's just been playing Ench. I think he got a Rampage in their last game. It was a Rampage or an Ultra Kill at the end of the game. So I'd say he's definitely had a lot of success in that hero.
Or sometimes you just want to get the comfort players off their comfort heroes. A number of teams where there's a player or two where they want to be on a couple of heroes, and obviously they could be good in other heroes, but the game impact, well, it can go down. If you can make it go down, you might as well make it go down. Speaking of heroes, we have a Pugna 13, a Lion 14. This Pugna pick. Explain to me the Pugna pick here.
Okay, this hero also hasn't translated to Lads as much, but this hero has been terrorizing these like competitive games. There have been so many tournaments going on recently, and Pugna is also finding itself in the first phase of bans quite often. This facet that people kind of learned about is the Netherward one. Let me find the exact name. But Siphoning Ward, this shit makes you so tanky, and you're such a nuisance to kill. Like before, these like spellcaster heroes would just like all in you, and they'd have enough damage to kill you, like something like Void Spirit, Puck, these type of heroes. But now with Pugna, if you just put the ward down before they cast your spells, you get all of the health back. And I mean that staying alive has always been the name of the game for Sup Pugna. So Zero has been a complete nuisance now. Just with like decrypt saves. Hero's still very strong in the laning phase.
I'm gonna
It's
say
a good hero overall.
it's a high attack range hero, surprisingly high move speed hero for a diminutive little wizard guy, but
Surprise, it's funny that you mentioned that because I'll say another statistic that's very surprising. This guy has way too much armor level 1 for no reason. He has he has 3.5 base, and that doesn't include agi and stuff. So I think he loads in the game with 5 armor if you buy like 2 branches, which doesn't make sense because he's literally bare bones. He's a skeleton. What does he need all that armor for?
sometimes life is stranger than fiction, and well, apparently fiction is now stranger than life as well. Beastmaster selected, Void Spirit Tusk 16, 17, of course, everyone's favorite hero to cast, Razor selected at the 18 pick.
Yeah, Razor. That's a lefty. I actually don't like this for too well, okay, there's a lot of picks since the Pugna, so I'll go over that first. Lion, very big fan of the hero. Beastmaster, also I think this hero is solid and I've been playing it a lot, so I'm happy with that. Voicebeard and Tusk, very good, solid picks. Surprised to see Tusk make it this far into the draft. This Razor pick, this is like a lefty signature, Omega lefty signature. When the in-houses were really big, everyone was talking about lefty Razor. But honestly, I don't like it that much. Especially because their only melee hero at the moment is Beastmaster, who like you don't really want to play as an initiator. You kind of want to buy auras and be tanky and just like be a summon master. So the Razor is a little bit weird. It should be fine in lane against, or should be like probably a little bit favored in lane against Void Spirit, but probably won't like dumpster him or anything. I mean, we'll just have to see how it works because there's a lot of upside to it, but it's like pretty easy for this type of like Razor hero, Razor Viper, this kind of guy to be useless later on in the game if you like make one or two small mistakes. Yeah, and linking the Medusa is definitely useful, but because something I'd get a pike, like, there's a whole bunch of stuff could go on.
So hypothetically, somewhat unrelated to the actual literal game in question. So obviously you're sitting in losers as well on the other end of the losers top 8. Hypothetically, you make losers top 4. Which of these two
Okay,
teams would you rather see in loser semis?
would I rather see? Um, well, I'll say I think both of them did not look very strong in their previous series. Pizzadog 2-0'd, but I would say both teams look pretty shaky there, and they just kind of won these like toss-up games. They had a lot of heroes that are good for that. Like they had 2 games of Bristleback, pretty notably,
Oh,
and
we love
also
Bristleback.
yeah, it's very easy to win with. And then Funny Zone also, I would say their games were very shaky. I casted those with Wife. That series could have gone either way. I think they should feel blessed to make it out of that one. They played well in the third game, I'd say, but the first 2 games were like complete pure sentiment. That was probably my favorite series to watch of all the series that I've seen. That was like so back and forth all 3. So I would say I personally feel favored into both of these teams if we were to see them at top 4, but I would be more concerned if Funny Zone made it out because I think that means that they kind of had their shit together more. And I think at their peaks, they're a better team. I think, yeah, both teams' peaks, Funny Zone's a better team.
You're saying you do not want to see enough Incurdo in your lane. Understood. I wouldn't want to see him in my lane either.
When we played them, I think my team was a lot less solved, like in our own sense. Like, I think we didn't really know what we were going for. And we still did pretty fine. And we won. We won the first lane pretty handily. Second lane was like okay. But yeah, I mean we lost both games to Funny Zone, I'll say, but I think it's doable. But yeah, I mean I think they're probably a scary team for us at least.
Of course, I'm rooting for my boys in both ends of grand finals. I'm hoping for I'm hoping to see Royal Andy do well. You know me. That's my
Of
boys.
course.
It's like 4 former Badger teammates on one team. Once
Yeah.
again, my team misses playoffs. My former teammates doing well. I'm seeing a pattern here. uh, I will say this is a lot of reserve time being used here, which I guess you might as well use it, right? You either use
Yeah.
it or you lose it. But Xeriscape, of course, he does not like to use reserve time.
You need a 5. Omni Knight? Oh, it's banned. Okay, they take Oracle. Okay, I think it makes their lineup make a lot of sense now. The fights are a little bit harder for Radiant to take because I think before if you like are able to burst one of these heroes, fight can be really easy. But with Oracle, now there's like a lot of annoying things for the Dusa to worry about. This is already not the best hero at bursting people, but now you definitely can't burst someone unless you go on the Oracle first, and you're gonna have to worry about this link later in the fight. I like to see Sun God buy a Pike this game. I think most Medusas don't really buy Lancer Pike, but I think very useful versus Razor, and like surprisingly useful versus Luna.
It's one of those things
More
too.
than
Again, you get attack range. You got decent stat item as well, so it's not even that bad in a hero like Dusa.
yeah, I think Dusa item builds are a little bit weird. If you ask different players, they might tell you to buy different things at different times. But like in general, I think just like Manta into one item, into Pike after would be my ideal build.
Some of us are still partial to the old ZSMJ build. If you know the build, Lincoln, Manta, Butterfly, Rapier, second Rapier. That's my build.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of interesting things. Like Ame kind of popularized this like Kaya Sange later on because the like mana, what is it, mana reduction, you know, it works on the shield, so it's just you just become 25% tankier. which sounds really broken, but you think about how much damage that is, it isn't that much. So he gets a lot of like he gets a Scotty first. I think he's like Manta Scotty, Ags Kaiasan, just kind of thing. So he has a lot of stats. He's really tanky, but it can be hard to carry a game like that. I think that kind of a build is a lot more successful in pro games, or if you're like lower ish MMR in lads games, like if you don't have to like super carry the game, if you have other good players.
Whoa, okay.
Night soccer. Okay,
I like it. Not what I
that's
expected,
awesome.
but I like it.
Okay. I'm interested to see what facet he takes on Night Stalker. This hero has gotten a little bit of popularity. I've seen it a lot actually in the mid lane. I think it might even be better as a mid hero than an offlane hero. But this hero, it's still, I mean, it seems good. It's a good game. You have to target down this line and this Oracle. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Also, Luna Oracle, not the strongest lane, so it could be hard to punish you.
Hypothetically, I mean, maybe it'll be okay with a double ranged hero in that lane, but again, I'm sure if Tusk Nice Sucker positioned properly, which again, with full Riptide and Friendly Arc, they should be positioning properly, then things can go very bad very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either of them should like get kills really. Like maybe you can kill the Oracle if he uses Q and steps out of position, but like Radiant Radiant offlane is too tanky, Dire safe lane is like too sturdy. They don't do that much damage, but they do enough that probably the Night Stalker Tusk won't be able to go on them aggressively. Overall, oh sorry,
I
go
was gonna,
first.
hypothetically, you overload the line, you just play 3 for a little bit, and you just really make the Night Stalker's day terrible, because a hero does not like to be shut down early in the 3v2, right?
Yeah, it could be. Beastmaster is also a hero that I think early on it's struggling is pretty bad because this hero's early laning. You can like really ramp up if your early lane goes well. You can come back with stacks, but it's not like ideal. So I mean, they might try for like a level, like a play right when the lanes meet, but I don't think he should stick around for too long. Especially because like it's not even guaranteed that they'll 100 to 0 the guy. Like Luna is really bad at killing people. You kind of have to like chip him down over time. And Oracle is also like notoriously just like a really bad hero for killing people. So they like Radiant would have to mess up, I think, and they would have to use like one or both blood grenades.
You know, he's bad in his own, but you know, if you Q your ally, he goes in, walks up, blind stuns, you know, it's the tech. Good old Stan King classic, but I digress. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 1 of a losers top 8 playoff matchup between Pizza Dog, 2-time Lads champions on the Radiant side, and of course Funny Zone on the Dire side. I'm Ms. Badger, joined by longtime Lads captain, longtime Lads caster, Lottie Dotes. We'll be in for a fantastic time, I assure you. Just given the teams in the lobby, there is no doubt we're in for a banger.
Oh, nice! I like this facet that he took on Night Stalker. Also, no one really knows about this facet. I feel like not that many people are taking it, but it makes it so that when you void someone, they have to dispel. Because if they don't dispel, then their teammates can't see them. So this is like super toxic against Oracle, because he just like can't fall storms. It's kind of like the Mars arena, where they like lose that shared vision. It won't be like a super big problem for Luna because she'll almost certainly be buying a Manta, but this kind of thing can be like really obnoxious in fights. And it's also just like underrated damage. It's 50 damage a second, like during the slow duration, which can add up a lot. That's like what, plus 200 damage? Yeah.
And every little bit counts in Dota sometimes. You know, one has said that Dota is a game of inches, and
Inches, of course.
the
World
the
record.
little
20%.
margins.
20% speed run for that one.
By the way,
Still
I
keeping.
guess you got 4 runes.
Yeah, Dire did get 4 runes. Interesting. Uh, Probably just like a little slight Radiant misplay, but I think people like vastly overstate how much the early runes matter. First blood's kind of bad, but or well, not even first blood, but like kills going on at level 1 can ruin the lanes pretty bad. But 4 runes is like not, it's not game over. It's not good, obviously. You don't want to lose the lane. Not the end of the world.
I remember back in the day when there was only 2 bounty runes. The team that got both bounty runes would win something like it was like 62% of the games. It was some crazy number of games. I guess times have changed in that regard. Or now
Yeah,
you
I
can even get
mean,
4 runes. And it's still not that crazy.
bounty runes. I think they used to give XP also, right back then. Maybe the level 0 ones didn't, but
They
I
might
think
have.
maybe they did.
They
I
changed
think that.
bounty runes a lot over the years.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, what facet did? Oh, sorry. Go
Also,
first.
mid lane, Razor, Void Spirit, Sounds like a boring lane. Am I correct calling that a boring lane, or?
Yeah, it feels sad for Void Spirit, but it's really not that bad. Like he has 2 ways to escape the link. He'll be pretty chilling. It's also just like too tanky really for Razor to like super bully. So Lefty, there's some outplay potential for him, but I'd say it's like, yeah, what's going on here? Okay,
And then
but
you
yeah.
mentioned facets. Any interesting facets, or is it all sort of meta standard stuff?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's anything too out of the ordinary. Night Stalker one already touched on a little bit. Happy to see him take that. Looking to see how it turns out. I think aside from that, though, the only one that's like maybe a debate is the Beastmaster one, which actually I was expecting him to take the other one because this damage amp is really bad versus Dusa, but this facet just in general feels really nice, especially when you're going the Ags build. It lets you take Roshan and lets you set up a lot of solo kills for yourself. I don't think it's too big of a deal.
You know, it's funny. I'm looking over at the Last System Eyes. It's actually Bingo and the Void Spirit who's leading right now. He's 12-6 versus the Razors 8-3. So Bingo's having a good landing phase so far.
Yeah, he's had to cast a lot of spells. He also bought boots
The
early,
first
which
blood, top lane. My bad. I almost missed it.
I did. What it didn't pop him on the screen, so it didn't happen.
It just walked him on down. You were saying before that.
Yeah. Yeah. Bingu, he bought boots early, which kind of makes his game feel a little bit worse because like you see these water runes are just not picked up by anybody. A minute 3, it's kind of late. Oh.
And of course, speaking of water runes, the bottom one creates a 2v2 team fight. Xeriscape dies enough. I mean, I like that play from enough. You saw enough there. He's just fighting. He's like, all right, I've got 150 HP. I'm just gonna fight. If I die, I die.
That was close. If that snake bounces a little bit less, fortunately, I think they're guaranteed actually. But if I didn't know it, then enough didn't know it.
I mean, if you're enough, do you even want to be alive at this point? Like, you kind of want to have full HP for the stupid 2 fight again. And now, of course, Dusa has HP. Pugly has full
Cancelled his
HP, full
TP.
mana. Wait, what?
He pressed S.
Oh, no. Xeriscape. That's not the play.
This is a classic of this team. This guy always disconnects.
We've all been there with the press. I mean, not S for me because I have it rebounds, but the press button, cancel TP, sad day.
Yeah. Oh, it's especially bad on Pugna. There's like a bug with Pugna, kind of. But it's not really a bug because it works how it's intended. But you can see his innate. He can cast spells while he's channeling. So if you like on a lot of heroes, you can like TP and then you like do an action if you have that one setting turned on, and it'll do the action as soon as it ends. Like let's say you want to like cast your ability instantly, so you get the fountain regen. If you do that on Pugna, because you can cast spells while channeling, your guy tries to like run and cast the spell, and so I have canceled many a TPs on Pugna like this.
That's unfortunate. That's just, I guess that's a tragic tale where, unless you're spamming out Pugna games, you probably aren't necessarily ready for that. Because, you know, you play a normal hero, it's like, oh yeah, that's how interactions work. Like, oh, never mind. I can't play Dota.
Yeah. I'm switching to net worth already. This is
already.
My wife put me onto this. I was interested in kind of because like you can look in the mid lane, it looks really good for the voice sphere, but then you click on the net worth. I guess a lot of it is the bounty runes, to be fair. At this point, like the bounty runes do make a big deal, but
yeah,
it's
I
like
thought I was a bit of a pioneer putting on a minute 5. He's got on a minute 4.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of like a lot of lies and deceit going on these days.
I put it back on last hit. I like looking at the denies in minute 4.
Yeah, that's fair. Denies are the like most important thing to I'd say probably from last game.
He's still got 10 on Void Sphere, man. He's got 10 denies.
Yeah, that's a lot. Oh yeah, the boots. He went for boots before Baldo, which sometimes can get you punished, but he seemed to make the most out of it. Was able to run away from some links.
You're seeing, despite the boots, he's still losing a lot of damage sometimes. And maybe he doesn't need damage. Maybe he just deny on, what is that, like 35 damage? He'll just deny on 35 damage. He's fine. He'll somehow do it.
I mean, one thing also, Razor, this hero got changed a lot. Not like a lot. Also, this patch was probably like 2 years ago, but this hero wasn't super popular, so maybe not everyone knows about it. But the like way they moved around these values for the static link is that the actual link duration went like way up, but the buff went way down. So now this hero is a lot stronger when you can actually like chase someone with the link.
Oh, lefty.
Like he's doing.
He's going for the dive, but he's fighting the 2v1. He did not know he was fighting 2v1, but he still kills Bingu anyways. So both mid laners are dead. Big winner, of course, is Tusk. But RIP both mid laners.
And Razor got some solo XP too. I'd say now he's like almost like decisively out, full level up.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He is indeed an entire full level up right now, which, well, that's good. It's very good.
Yeah. Also, Bingu, we're talking. He was laning good. Just like to say, I was making fun of him in Lads General for being. He is absurdly high rank at the moment. No, he's like almost rank 80. Okay.
Really?
Yeah, he is. He might. I don't know. Maybe rank 60 at this point. Well, I'll take a peek. But
it's pretty
yeah,
high. There's a lot of heroes dying. But honestly,
yeah, he's 61.
He's
61.
He's ranked 61.
Yes, yes. He's ranked 61. And Badger, I would like to just go ahead, DM you a little graphic that I made.
Okay, I'm excited for this one.
Okay, here you go. These are his last games. These are his last Lads games. Rank 61 player.
Oh
and
no.
They're not ranked games. These are his last Lads games. So I think he has a lot to prove here. Like he's ranked 61 player. Meanwhile, he's going 9-15, 6-10, 3-11. I think that you know, he's given it a lot of second chances, I'd say, because of his team. So I'd like to see him boss up for once.
It's one of those things. He's one of those big. It's the Lads champion mid laner. Maybe he'll deliver when the times are right, and maybe the time is right now. I mean, this is a win or go home series against a very strong Funny Zone team. So, you know, Xeriscape, of course, he's been very vocal this season about his team and his group, but now's the time to deliver. Did both Lizard Moons go to the Dire team? Yeah, they did. Aurora showed the one on the Radiant side, and Curva got the run on the Dire side. So again, it's lot of room.
4 bounties. That's a little problematic for Radiant now. At that point, I'd say that's like a lot to kind of give up. People love to talk about you get 2 wisdoms game over. Also, that one is maybe a little bit more true, but.
It's certainly quite nice if you're a sub player. Like look at Kurdo, he's level 5. Dave's level 5. Meanwhile, like Tusk is also 5. And okay, Xeris gets level 3 though. He's not happy with that one.
Yeah, Tusk got the solo XP on the Razor. I guess it should help him out a lot. But yeah, Xeris level 3.
I mean, do you really need your ulti on Pugna? Probably. But top lane lefty, he's hasted. He's a Razor, but he missed the link somehow. A bit of an unfortunate play there. Seems not to matter. He'll run down friendly Orc anyways, eventually. Problem is, Oracle's also healing the Night Stalker. Lefty's haste is going to end somewhat soon. The clip has been activated. There's a snowball. The lay the damage. Bingu steps in, simulates once again. Ultra's dropping. Friendly Orc goes down. The trade will be before the Luna, eventually. Now 1-for-1 trade. Lefty once again has the link. Down goes Tusk. Bingu stepping forward, looking for Oracle. Oracle is taunted in, brought down. Double kill for Xeriscape on the Pugna. Now left is fighting the 1v2. His haste has ended. He's got 6 wand charges. Is it enough? No, it's not. Triple kill for Xeriscape on the Pugna. And suddenly he's level 5 as well. Meanwhile, bot lane, they're running down Sonagod. He's stunned by the Hawk. Right click down by enough. It's simply carnage right now.
Yeah, that's a pretty big kill, to be honest. Enough, I think, has a lot of room to pop off in this game now. He's really rich. And Beastmaster is like a great hero to solo carry the game with, I'd say. Like he has a bit tough matchups into Tusk and Dusa, but just like you can overcome a lot with his Beastmaster hero. I started playing it on carry just because it has like it has so much utility. Like you do enough damage to solo kill people pretty much the entire game. You can like always guarantee that your early game is good. You have like you can give vision to yourself. You can like this hero has so many tools.
Just having the tools sometimes, it's just nice. You have all the tools you need to be versatile, and well, he's #1 net worth right now, and he's clearing out a big old stack. So hypothetically, he'll just be the primary tempo setter, and you know, you play Beastmaster on the Dire side of the game. There's a lot of tempo to be set. Perhaps it could be that second night Roshan even taken. So a lot of options there. You're spreading your image in the Twitch chat, aren't you?
Yeah, Gek asked me for he DM'd me, so I figured maybe some other people would be interested.
Yeah, to spread your literature, to spread your
infographics.
infographics.
Also, I just saw he like got a full other Ags component. He's gonna have like a very early like 12-minute kind of Ags going on. After he takes these 2 stacks also. Oh, this one didn't stack though. I guess it wouldn't have mattered actually. There's a sentry ward here.
Yeah, Zero Escape blocked that one a while ago.
True that.
It seems like we'll finally see a tower die, Dire side top T1. RIP, first tower dead of the series. Nobody last hits it. Unfortunate there for Pizzadog, but that is Dota 2 for you sometimes. This is definitely not grand final level. This is actually only losers top 8, so the winner will go on.
That was agile, by the way.
He's just trolling?
Yes.
I see. Well, in case for those who don't know, the winner will go and play Rice Boys team for the losers quarterfinals. So that's always a fun part with lads. Sometimes it's like who actually is these people's Twitch names.
I couldn't let you get duped like that.
Right? Yeah, some of them you learn them eventually because they keep showing up over and over again. But sometimes, like, yes, who is Jeffrey43? I have no idea. It could be anybody.
True. Nothing kind of happened in this game. They got a smoke now, yeah. Signature pot or disconnect. He's got an Ogre Axe also on this Tusk. This is I don't like it. But he's, approaching the nags, I guess.
Of course, Tusk Ags, very fair, very balanced, but I suppose without a blink, there's still some limiting factor if you actually have to snowball in, but...
This item I feel like is pretty underwhelming / a bait because you really need. I mean, you need blink, but normally you have a blink. I'd also say a lot of times you need a lens to really make the big plays. Aurora is so dead.
Yeah, he's incredibly dead. He has tanked the gank though. The more important heroes, in this case, enough has survived. He's still clearing the stacks. He needs to be very careful not to die to these very angry Radiant ups.
So, he's greeding for it. I kind of fuck with it, but... Oh, wait, no. Oh, God, he's going down.
He's playing against Night Stalker. He has to have known his chances would happen.
Oh, okay.
The guy's so neutral anyways.
That is extremely fortunate. This guy would have gotten, fucking...
700 gold, probably?
Yeah, something absurd. That would have been such a great kill bounty for him to get.
Instead, it'll go into the retirement fund of the, what is that, the Black Thunderhide or something like that? The Black Dragon?
It was the ice guy.
I don't know the name of the ice guy.
Ice something mage. There's a mage. He casts ice bomb. I'm pretty sure. So there you go. Ice firebomb maybe.
We'll just wait for the respawn, and then eventually when there's no ancient granite golem in here, we'll have the unit name.
Yeah. This game is looking very good for Radiant though. They already have control of 2 towers. Dire has 0 towers. This offlane tower in particular is kind of hard to get. But they had a nice rotation, and they have the heroes for it. They got Pugna, chip them down, so... Radiant's playing pretty well.
And they're even positioning for that 3rd tower. They have this ward set up behind that Dire T1 tower. They're looking at Lefty. Problem is Lefty, he's A, playing Razor. B, has a shield rune, so it'll be hard to remove him right now.
Yeah. I like Lefty's item build this game. It's not really anything special, but I will say in his series against the KU team, he bought phase boots, which was extremely jarring to look at. He had phase boots, no talisman, no wraith vandal. Also, his only attack speed item was magic wand, which gives you 3 attack speed.
Being gone on bot lane. He's 1v4. He yelled at the Void Spirit, but all he's doing is yelling into the void at this point. Big kill there for Pizzadog.
Yeah, that's a big timing also. That's just when he got his eggs. I mean, to be fair, he'll still be farming, but this is a good kill to slow him down.
Blink! Finger! But in comes Snowball from full Riptide. Friendly Orc will ascend. Tusk is half HP. Bingu is low. Remnant misses from the Void Spirit. Lefty is still playing in the Vanguard right now, looking towards the Night Stalker. Night Stalker will run to the southwest in the Shree area. Once again, Kurdo blinks him, but this time the stun will be off of the mark. And the fight appears to be done already, though we're still seeing pings. We're not done yet. I think Xerioscape, he's pinging frantically at this point. I've seen multiple orange pings. He's still scared. There's another orange ping. They're looking at the Razor. They're walking forward. Ice Shards will hit. Aurora, of course, has the W to keep him alive for the time being. Stone Gaze gets activated. Bingu steps in, looking for the Oracle. Tusk is low. Night Stalker is low. Luna's kept alive by Big Dave with the save. And now it's Medusa, who's running low on mana. 1/4 mana. She's standing your ground, gets hexed by Kurdo. Lefty zones away the back lines. And Medusa surely will die. Friendly Orc tried to distract for the time being. He's now rooted brought down by the Oracle. Bingu will assimilate to the south and west, but he's being linked by Lefty. He's got one step ready to go in a few seconds. He's stunned by Kurdo. Now the snowball will counter somebody. It will not matter. Pugna is dead. Tusk is dead. Medusa to fall. That's a full 5-man wipe in the funny zone. Are now in a very strong spot, killing that bottom T1 tower.
Yeah. I'd like to say I think already this game looks very hard for Radiant. One thing that I didn't talk about at the draft is that Dire has Lion, and I'm very favorable of this hero in the current lads landscape. I think it's extremely strong in a way that like doesn't make that much sense, but it makes the game extremely easy to play. And so Dire already has heroes that scale very well, but now just like getting random pickoffs because you have Lion will make these heroes scale even harder.
I mean, to follow up on your point about the lads landscape, it makes sense. Think about it. A lot of these teams, right? They're picking these weenie heroes, either no stuns or these long CD stuns. What does Lion have? He has a stun on an 11-second cooldown, and then he's another stun on a 12-second cooldown. He's just the perfect go in, force the issue, create tempo hero where he's just ready to do stuff.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, just it makes the game very easy to play. I would say, like, just having this hero, there's always an opportunity for some kind of pickup. Like what might happen on Bingo right now.
And there it is. Blink, Hex, Finger, Lion Stun, Aurora. All these are committed. And they'll bring down the Void Spirits. Did you get a Finger stack for that? He did not. What can you do?
I'd say he brought that on himself, but I can understand wanting to cast everything ASAP because he doesn't know where the rest of the Radiant team's at.
Well, it turns out we know where they are. They're mid lane, looking towards the Oracle. Friendly Orc ascends. Eclipse comes in from Austin Dotes. Ultra Gunner, the Luna, runs down Night Stalker, but Night Stalker, of course, is still a Night Stalker. Over to Lefty. He's linking. Is that Pugna? Correct. Medusa gets linked in this case. And now our fight's over. Somehow nobody dies. Except for our T1 tower.
Yeah. Pretty fine trade still for Dire, I would say, if you're considering the Void Spirit death for the tower.
One problem is it will be a trade of towers. Lion walks up, stuns, hexes, drains mana. Zerthcape will actually get, I think, forced away by himself. But he's being pursued by the Beastmaster. He'll decraft himself, but there comes the Axes. Now, of course, move the full Riptide on the Tusk. And he's also dead. And again, we see it there. Lion, he simply does not have cooldowns.
Yeah. Also, I'd say, yeah, I mean, this Beastmaster is in a very scary spot. He really popped off on his main timing. Like, he died when he had Ags, but he was still, like, level 11. I mean, I guess I can reveal some of the secrets about this hero now, is that this, like, Ags time matters a lot less than the level 12 plus Ags timing. Because when you roar someone, you get, what is it? Like 10, 15, 20 stacks? Yeah, 10, 15, 20 stacks of the drum. And you really need the 15 to, like, actually 100 to heal people. And, I mean, this guy's gonna go down again also.
Yeah, I mean, there's the roar. You see now 18 stacks, 20 stacks. He's just stacking it up right now.
Yeah, so the drums getting the 15 stacks is really a big deal. And just, like, obviously the lower cooldown roar is nice. But, I mean, yeah, the playbook for this hero is you get the Ags, and you get level 12, you get a kill with it, and then you get the Blink. And he's got the Blink now, and then you get another kill with your Blink, and then you take Roshan.
Speaking of, well, running into action, top lane, through the Twin Gate went the Pizzadog side. They found Ultra Gunner, and they brought him down. And in comes Baboon enough, looking for a counter kill. It's a good force from Zeriescape. Lefty comes on forward with the Plasma Field. They'll bring down the Pugna, but they need more than just a Pugna to avenge their carry's death. If they can get Tusk, it's a start. He's been linked. Backup is on the way. Lion Stun from long range is off the mark, but it forced out a snowball anyway, so it shouldn't really matter. The kill will end up going to Lefty via the ulti. So that's 2 subs for 1 Luna. Still a win there for Pizzadog, I'm sure, but it's at least something.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say, honestly, it's not that big of a deal, but yeah, it's probably not good for Radiant. The good thing about Luna also is that Ultra has a pretty bad game, but Luna is a hero where it actually doesn't matter that much, because like his goal in this game, he doesn't really have to do very much. He just has to do damage in fights and then take all the buildings. And right now he is like completely perfectly on pace to do that.
This is a good part of just having a hero who farms incredibly fast, as well as just does things without farm somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's sometimes, like I had one really bad game this season versus the Blucher team where I was morphling, and I just, like, fed a bunch, but like, there's, like, 2 modes that you can have on carrier where it's, like, one where it's, like, I'm gonna, like, really carry this game and be high impact the whole time, but, like, you don't need to do that all the time. Like, there's a reason that, like, some of the lower MMR carries can have, like, can still be successful. It's because you don't need someone to, like, 1v9 carry the game every single time. Just having someone who's like gonna farm and not die that much, like even he's like dying sometimes, but as long as he like gets money and then hits buildings eventually and is tanky, that's all you really need. That's gonna be more than enough impact, especially because Beastmaster is like kind of plays like a carry hero, kind of some of what gave me inspiration to play this hero carry. Also, I don't like enough's item build on the Beastmaster though. I think this Crimson is pretty weak. I understand that he wants it versus Dusa, but I think he should just buy a beacon. Oh, that's unlucky.
Yeah, that's
That's really bad. That's terrible. Oh my god. That's bad. His Night Stalker's W is instant. He can cancel this roar if he's a maniac, he'll press W. He can just like spam W as the game unpauses.
it's one of those. I don't quite know how long the roar animation is, but surely it can W
It's
in
long.
time.
It's long. He should W.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say there
yeah,
it is.
yeah, yeah.
There's the lion stun. There's the finger to kill him
Yeah.
anyways, or maybe not. He's
Yeah.
ascended. He'll run away. Lucky you do sometimes. Now Bingu steps in. He'll roar the void spirit, but now Lefty arrives, linking up Bingu. Bingu is brought down. They'll head to Pogna. Pogna has his force staff on cooldown. Sonic God tries to do whatever he can. Now he's been stunned by the lion.
Oh,
As he
force
forces forward the Medusa. Who forced him? That was Kurdo. Little
line.
force staff from
Yeah, that
Kurdo.
was good. Alright, that was cool. Okay, I mean, it was pretty good. I think enough kind of like tilt chase because he's like, alright, this guy lived because they fucking auto pause. But it ended up
It
going
worked
very
out
good.
anyway, so it's still working
Yeah.
out. They're going to kill the Tusk. They almost killed the Night Stalker. It's daytime. The axes are available. They'll hit from long range. So maybe that pause actually turned what would have been a pickoff into a 4-0 team fight win.
Yeah, it could have honestly done that because I think that was a very, I mean, obviously hindsight 2020, but this was a very suspicious decision to try to save the Night Stalker. I think if there's any out for him to live there, he's just gonna press ult and run away, right? He Grippling Fears the Beastmaster, and then he like kind of runs in the trees and boggles the roar and runs away with the ult, like bringing the other people to try to save him.
You know, to quote the great Rasheed Wallace, ball don't lie. Ball does not lie. So, if you're Pizzadog, you know you're losing, surely. What do you do to not lose anymore?
What do you do to not lose? It's already pretty hard because like I know that's not the best way to answer the question, but they're low on stuns already. I'll point out like one of these heroes get a BKB on Dire. None of them do at the moment. But, like let's say the Luna gets a BKB. How are you actually killing him? You have to chase this guy forever. You have to cancel his BKB TP with Tusk Punch, and then you just have to chase him until the BKB runs out. But you can't stop him from like BKB and walking away. Like they don't have any stuns. So I think a lot of it is Dire messing up. Dire has to overextend, and then they have to capitalize on it.
Speaking of overextension, Pugna tried to do a little bit of creep farming mid lane, but, well, Razor Oracle. Invis Razor at that was enough to bring him down. Alright, so I want you to not check the scoreboard before I ask this.
Okay.
If you had to guess the one hero in the game who has not died so far, who would you guess?
I'm guessing Oracle. I haven't checked, but that seems like a far off prediction. I don't remember him dying.
He's died twice.
Oh, fuck, it's Baboon. Okay, other guy.
He's not died on Lion. The funny part is he keeps blinking in and force staffing people.
Yeah.
This is a man who's clearly willing to die, but...
I like his skill, but also the 333, it's kind of weird, but I'm not against it. Because I think people too often like prioritize maxing the Earth Spike when Hex is like the real killer. Like you really want the Hex max when you get your blink. It's like what Pro Lions will do is they'll go like 2-0-1 into like 2-4-1, or they'll go like 2-0-2 into 2-4-2, something like this. Yeah, I guess he just wanted the third point of mana drain because it's like fun or something, but I like that he is like foregoing the max Earth Spikes to actually max the important ability.
It is Roshan time, by the way. Roshan
Yeah,
has come, and soon he'll be gone.
Beast takes the Roshan very easily, but having your teammates expedites the process quite a bit.
Apparently, Funny Zone have not been in their own jungle for a while. Dusa described a trio of bounty runes, which... I mean, that's some money going back, at least, yeah. Radiant scan, they hit it. Problem is, it's a lion. And they don't even know it's only a lion. You see the wraparound from the Night Stalker. In fact, he blinks in for this? There's no way Lion lives here. Yeah, there's our one here who has not died, now dead. Stonegates comes out from Medusa. Beastmaster is in the front lines right here, right now. Razor Luna have been stoned by Sonaga, but enough so tanky right now. Lefty gets kicked away by the Tusk, but the other 4 heroes remain alive. Night Stalker will attempt to path with his free pathing away from the danger. He'll successfully do that. And it will only be Lion who dies for the time being.
Yeah, okay, Dire took this fight very suspectly, but they're just so far ahead that it doesn't matter. I like the way Radiant's playing right now, but I think they can't get too greedy. Like, they got 1 kill, but they might just have to get away with that. Sonic God's already out of there.
Always a good time to hit more creeps. I'm not sure how many creeps he needs to hit, but the answer is always more.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, as opposed to Ultra, who is like, he just has to hit buildings pretty much and do some damage in the fight, not that. Sonic God kind of has to do everything for his team, which is, it's the tall ask. Especially when he didn't even like have the like best start game. Like what is it called? Xeriscape left kind of early to like get XP in the mid lane and left him alone.
We're seeing split attention both towards Sonagod and towards Bingu. Both might end up living because of that, though. That's a bit of a disaster on initiation from Funny Zone. Roar comes out against Friendly Orc. They'll bring down full Riptide. They'll move through the Night Stalker, who's now dusted. Eventually, he'll die. Double kill for Ultra Gunner. But the 2 more important kills, I mean, they split their attention on both the Medusa and the Void Spirit at the onset, the 2 largest kills you can get. And both of them live, so... Bit of an unforced error, in my opinion.
Yeah. The result isn't bad for Funny Zone, though. They still got 2 important kills, which is more than enough of an excuse. To go high ground, even in my opinion, like, Radiant doesn't have the best high ground. I guess, like, okay, farming is also pretty good. That's, like, kind of high skill. That's probably what I would call it. I think they could go high ground just because they have Luna and Oracle to sit behind them, but when you have Beastmaster, no Roar, you definitely can just, like, choke out the map forever. Enough has Refresher queued, which is like a good at Beastmaster item, but he doesn't have BKB, so it's weird. Oh.
At this point, we see a bit of initiation forward. Nothing ends up happening of it. Tower gets glyphed for now, and at this point, perhaps Funny Zone will retreat away from... Never mind, they're staying. They don't want to play a long game. They want to play a fast game. T3 is dead.
Yeah, they don't have to do this because like they don't have 20 on Luna also, and yeah, they don't have 20 on Luna. That's like the major timing, I would say. They do still have this Aegis though, so maybe they want to make these most of them.
Well, Blink Roar on the Night Stalker. Into the Lion, stun, kick, hits enough. Enough is under the tier 4s right now. He'll Crimson Guard, he'll try to live. There is no living. Will there be a trade? Night Stalker is brought down now. It is that 1-for-1. Ultra Gunner, again, wants to hit more buildings. Dire Creeps simply are not here, though. It's a bit of a problem. They're on the way, but will they be there in time? Look at Dusa. He has relatively low mana to fight anyways. Racks now go down. Finger kills the Tosca. Now it could be vengeance time. Bingu just lights forward to bring down the Lion. The main cores, though, will leave. As a full set of mid-racks brought on down. Funny Zone win that one for sure.
Yeah. I mean, they got the racks, which is nice. Giving away those kill bounties isn't the best, especially giving that Beastmaster bounty to the Dusa, I'd say is probably problematic. So maybe, honestly, in hindsight, this mid lane attempt wasn't the best, because sure they got the racks, but like it doesn't actually progress the game that forward, because your goal is to win the game with the next Aegis mostly anyways, and they could have just like secured the map more. Beastmaster wouldn't die. He also should really buy a BKB. This item is too important on his hero, I think. But I mean, she was okay.
This game honestly, it feels a little bit difficult right now.
For Radiant, I'd have to agree.
It really, really does.
I mean, yeah, it was after they got 5-0 to the bottom lane, it was already like really difficult for them to win. I think at that point it became they either had to like catch Ultra Gunner a bunch of times to the point where he's like the 6th net worth core for an extended period of time, or they had to just like wait for Dire to mess up, which they've been playing pretty solidly, I'd say. Like their only mistakes that you can point to are like small like inaccuracies. It's no like overwhelming throw.
Yeah, that appears to be true so far, that's for sure. I'm getting mentally prepared for game 2 at this point. I really am. I don't know if Pizzadog even TP back in time here. I mean, this is going to be a dead T3 very, very quickly. We're seeing TPs back, but let's blink roar to find the Tusk. It's fantastic. Jump out of the silence. Prince Lion from having a follow-up stun. Eclipse comes forward. Sucker is already. He's got no buyback. Stone Gaze is there, but Bingu is brought on down. He's got no buyback. They punch up the Razor, but it matters not. Tusk to fall. The trade is for the Beastmaster, and it actually might keep the base alive somehow, some way. Lion once again blinks forward with a follow-up stun. Tusk buys back. Kurdo will force staff himself away. And the game will continue, but again, a costly loss. You lose a buyback, you lose half the HP in the tower, and I guess you do lose the Beastmaster, but it's a favorable trade, no doubt about it.
Yeah, Dusa gets another Beastmaster kill, which is nice, but they're kind of stuck in their base now, so I think it's still fine for Dire. Them staying for this high ground though is a bit interesting. I don't know if this is the most optimal play to go for.
Yeah, no Beastmaster. Bit of a hard ask, and it seems like now we're going to see the retreat. Or, yeah, we'll see the retreat. Guess we could be waiting on that second Roshan at some point.
Yeah,
And at that
I
point,
think that's
second
probably the
Roshan,
best
you win.
play. I think that's the best play for Dire to make, but I I think them like staying outside the base like this to keep them stuck is pretty good. Definitely someone should probably be just like running top out of the base, just to like force Dire to think about what they're doing. But I mean, yeah, realistically, they're just making the right move anyways.
Yeah, Enoph's doing his due diligence. He's bringing in that top lane. See a wraparound play from Bingu, but Kurdo smells it out, blinks away prematurely, which, well, it'll save his life. Smoke on 4 anyways. We're leaving the base. Sonagod is in the lead. Bingu steps in, finds Oracle. Oracle, though, has the Glimmer Cape. Detection will be sufficient thanks to the gem on Pugna. Stone Gaze has been activated. Kurdo will go Scepter and try to run away. He now blinks away.
They got
Enough
stone
will
on
roar the Tusk. Here we go. It's crumbling time. Lion will go down, but this could be an absolute disaster already. Look at Deuce's manage. She's so low on it right here, right now. She's actually cutting to the east side, though, somehow juking away and TPing in the middle of these heroes. And they just do not see the TP in time. They've pinged her, but too little, too late. That fight could have been an absolute loss. Instead, it ended up being a relatively even draw. But, well, we're running down bottom lane anyways.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, the 1-for-1 not too bad for Radiant. Just hard to see it making a big difference. They still have Oracle ulti, so still got one good save.
Well, T3 is dead. Sonagod pops the Manta. Ultra Gunner focuses the racks. Lefty links enough. Looks for a roar target. He's got it in 2 more seconds. Xeriscape is low. Bingu steps in, but it's already 2 dead heroes. Sonagod buys back, but there's a roar against Bingu. Bingu is dead. The gem's on the floor. White Spirit has no buy. This game's over. It's actually over.
Yeah, I mean, they did use False Promise, but I don't know how Radiant is coming back. Like, even if the game doesn't literally end right now, that would be great. But
Well, this will be a dieback on Dusa if she dies. Snowball will delay the death. But now look where Dusa is. In the middle of the Dire team. And there we go. It's a dieback. It's over.
yeah.
I don't have any thoughts, Logical. What are your thoughts?
No, this is like solid game by Dire. They like really locked in after the last series. I think they played like yeah, not really any major mistakes. I'd say enough kind of blinked in and fed a couple too many times, but he was the only melee hero on his team, so he had to do that some of the time. I'd say Dire is like looking very favored right now. This is not a good look for Radiant. I mean Radiant could probably like blame a little bit of this game on the draft. I don't really like it that much, but they got outplayed like flat out.
On that note, I'm cutting this to a break. My name's Badger. I'm joined by Logical C for Game 2 of Pizzadog versus Funny Zone in a few more minutes. Greetings and salutations, Dota fans. There's I, Badger, back for game number 2 of the League Lads Season 16 Playoff Losers Bracket Top 8 series between the Funny Zone, winners of Game 1, and Pizzadog, the losers, of course, of Game 1. My name is Badger, and once again joined by longtime Lads captain, Lads Plus champion, Atomic War former #1 player, and so on. Logical Dota 2. How are you doing in this fine Game 2?
Looking forward to it. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit closer.
Of course, a lot of people, ourselves included, we're pretty excited for this bout of heavyweights. But it's looking a little bit like Mike Tyson, Jake Paul right now, rather than say
Mm.
Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. So hopefully, game two proves to be the better match.
Yeah. Did anything change in the draft fronts? Well, I mean, I guess Pizzadog have first pick now, so that is one change. They could see what they banned last time. I'd have to assume that Funny Zone's looking to first pick Luna again.
Yeah, it would make sense. I mean, Luna good, especially when you win game one, when your Luna doesn't necessarily play that well. You might as well do it again and make them beat it.
Yeah, they banned Earth Spirit last time. Okay, they did it again. Honestly, I mean, let's see. Maybe they'll take Luna now, but I don't. I'm not sure they had to ban this Earth Spirit or the Sniper. To be honest, I think Luna definitely seems a lot more problematic.
It's one of those, they have the opportunity to pick it themselves, and if they don't, then they probably know it's coming 9 pick. If they think they're the better team, they can feel confident maybe even running back Dusa into Luna again. And I think Xeriscape believes he has a better team, but you have to respect Funny Zone. Whoa there! I mean, it was banned out second phase last game, I believe, but that certainly opens up to a potential either Dusa or Luna or, of course, Rubik counterpick here.
Yeah, so I guess their idea is that this Enigma, like the laning, is too difficult for the Luna to deal with, which I think makes some sense. Like, very hard for her. Okay, this is interesting. But yeah, it's hard for Luna to deal with the early Eidolons. Later on, I think Luna's really good versus Enigma, but yeah, in the lane it can be really hard. You can run out of the lane pretty easily. They take Rubik on 9, which is interesting. I think it's not that crazy of a counter. Like obviously the black hole is gonna be a problem, but I think Enigma already is not that much about the black hole.
Yeah, it's one of those.
There were,
It's certainly very annoying for the Enigma. I don't know. A number of teams have been picking Rubik very, very early in lads in winning. I mean, I mean,
yeah,
Royal Andy basically first picks Rubik every game it's available, and they've been they're in winners finals. So clearly, it's lads viable, and it's one of those things where hypothetically Enigma could have a bad lane. I mean, there's a very never mind. I was gonna say maybe pick either like a Gyro, but Gyro got banned and the Razor also got banned. So maybe the best lane counters into Enigma will be covered in that regard.
yeah, yeah. I think maybe the gyro on 9 would have made more sense, but I can understand not wanting to take it. There's also Alchemist. I think Funny Zone lost. They first picked it and they lost with it, but if Pizza Dog doesn't do anything about it, I think they can pick Alchemist really easily here on Funny Zone, either on this upcoming 13 pick or on the wraparound 16 17, because it lanes very well versus Enigma, and it's something that Ultra Gunner was very confident in. In their upper bracket series versus Mellow Fellows, the one game they won was a very early Alchemist pick at 14.
I think the fact that there are so few carries banned out. I mean, you could have going into 16, 17, you're gonna have Dusa, Luna, and Alchemist all available. So you just grab one of the three available at that point, surely.
Yeah, I mean they don't. The only one that lanes like really well into Enigma is Alchemist, but and maybe you can just like say you don't care that much about the lane. But when you 8 pick Enigma like that, you just shouldn't let that happen. Or they take the Beastmaster now, which I think makes sense. He was really successful last game. I think this is a solid hero. Uh, like in pro games, you'll see teams like really go out of their way to ruin the Beastmaster games, which I feel like is like requires a level of experience and like coordination that Lance players don't aren't always able to pull off. Interested to see what Pizza Dog is gonna pick. They should really do something about this Beastmaster, but I'm not sure what heroes are in their capabilities to do that. I think Chen has been seeing a lot of play. I think it's pretty good versus Beastmaster. Could be something. I think Zerscape played Chen in the past, right? Okay, they go for Tiny. Could be mid, could be 4. Enigma Tiny's a classic lane. Heroes pair very well with each other throughout the game. Could go mid also for Bingu.
I know I mentioned the value as well of these these early heroes who can just go in and stun on low cooldowns. I mentioned out the Lion last game. Tiny, of course, is another very classical hero of doing that, where you blink in, low CD Avalanche, low CD Toss. A hero who historically has been very good in last history, and I'm gonna pair it with a Bingu Red Spirits, which I mean, perhaps not as good as the Blue Spirit, but still very, very good.
Yeah, that's interesting. They lose though the tiny mid flex, which I think is honestly like pretty strong because I think Tiny Four at the moment is a pretty bad hero. And the just like the spells in general have gotten nerfed a lot, and the laning is quite bad. And the hero just has kind of, I mean, it's just strong. Like you always are happy to have Tiny, especially going into the mid game. But this hero has mana problems. It has cast range problems. It like wants items because if you like just have a blink, you can have impact. You can really like force staff and like other kind of utility items. And also, I feel like Lads players are not very good at abusing tossbacks. That's something that I've been critical about a lot of Tinies in playoffs. Is like the Tiny player will be losing, and then they won't really look for any tossback angles. They'll just kind of like avatar someone just to like do 50% of their HP, which is like cool, but it's not moving. Yeah, they do go for the Alchemist also already. I think it makes sense.
It's one of those. I'm sure Pizzadog had to have known it was coming as well. I mean, you called it, I called it. Funny Zone did it anyways, and that's a nasty Primal Beast pick. This could be a really up tempo game where, again, Beastmaster up tempo hero, Alchemist buys a blink, becomes up tempo. Primal Beast is one of those heroes who can be active in minute 5 even. So if you're Pizzadog, you better get out of the lanes in decent shape because if you don't, this game's gonna be a very much uphill battle.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I don't know if you watched me and wife's cast of this of the series, the last series of Funny Zone versus I don't care, sign me up. But they picked Primal Beast in the game that they lost, and we were both heavily questioning this hero. I mean, they picked it later on, right? So I guess picking it early now is a little bit better. But we like do not like this hero in the lad setting whatsoever. We think it's like kind of in the same vein as Beastmaster. Like, we saw him pop off on Beastmaster. I think this hero is better at like really like high levels of play, like either like pub levels or like professional levels where people can like abuse the early timings more. But in lads, like people just aren't very good at it. Like it's like very inconsistent and like this hero very often ends up being reduced to like a blink BKB guy where you just kind of like yeah, you literally just blink BKB ulti on like the enemy hero when they're BKB'd, and sometimes that can be enough impact, but Lefty's like a really good player. And I don't like to see him just kind of make himself like a blink BKB primal beast. I think he's losing out on a lot of impact here. And like this early, like the reason Primal is better in pro games is because early on you can make a lot of cool plays. Like you can go for the 7 minute wisdom and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You can do a lot of early stuff just because the hero does so much damage.
Oh, yeah,
Eh,
you definitely can.
yeah. Chen, yeah,
It's
and then
funny because I passed like 30 games of Breezy Art this season, and he just
yeah.
Primal Beast. He probably shouldn't rotate minute 4, but he just does sometimes.
No, that's good. But I think that's yeah. I think Breezy is maybe one of the few people who have actually I've seen play Primal and they like abuse the like good timings of this hero this season. Actually, I think that's a good point. That he's like one of the few people who have actually impressed on Primal. But you do kind of have to understand like when to like drag a wave into a camp and like when to like go for bounty runes and make these early plays. Otherwise, the hero is like you just like the whole point of this hero is like the first 8 minutes. Like it's like how people think of Undying. I feel like you have impact after, but this like the really good part is the like early game, and then you have a blade mill time and stuff. But yeah, I mean they go for the Chen on 18. I call it. It's good versus beast. You can steal his animals, but it's honestly not that good. It's a little bit overrated, but Zero Escape. Zero Escape Comfort.
I mean, he likes the hero, but again, I think there's a reason why the Ench has been first banned and the Chen has not been touched until now. Is Ench is simply better than this Chen, though of course Zero Escape. You know what? I have the micro hands. Maybe I'm not Mr. Young Zero Escape anymore, but I still have it, and if nothing else, he still has immense self confidence. How much reserve time is such? It's funny because this time last draft, it was a Funny Zone who had really chewed into the reserve time, and Pizza Dog had like
Yeah.
2 minutes left. And how's the reverse? It's Funny Zone who are just kind of chilling on this reserve time, and Pizza Dog have been grinding it out. They've been burning the candle, and
Yeah.
again, surely they need a carry here. What Sonic God hero do you want at 23 this game?
I think it makes sense also like Pizza Dog. I mean they lost game one, so they have to find the answers now. They gave up Beastmaster. Also they gave up Luna, but they didn't opt to go for it because of the Enigma. What Sonic God hero carry? I think he could go back for Medusa, honestly. Well, maybe they won't want to, but it's good versus Beastmaster. It's fine versus Elk. I think they need that kind of a carry. Other Sonic God heroes. Let me take a peek at what he's played this season.
This is strange. I mean, they literally 8-picked this Dusa last game, and now it just
Yeah.
has not been touched. Where maybe they've lost confidence in it, but because surely it's no
I,
worse of a Dusa game this game than it was last game.
okay, I could see. Okay, they banned DK. That was the other hero I was gonna say. I think it will be Medusa, to be honest.
If
But
anything, you know there's no Lion, you know there's no Luna. It's probably a better Dusa game this game than last game. Like, sure, this Beastmaster hero is a menace, but I mean, what heroes are not a menace sometimes?
yeah, true. I mean, they'll either go for Medusa or a melee hero. I feel like, but I can't think of any melee heroes that are like very strong at the moment that they would want. I control Warlord. I don't like it.
That's
I think you
kind of
just
a
want
melee
something different.
hero, kind of.
Yeah, the lane is better, which is nice. They might be able to pressure the Beastmaster more. But okay, this is a really cool pick. I like this.
Mm. Yeah, it's a hero who is notoriously good into Troll, notoriously good into Enigma, pretty good into everybody else, I'm sure, too. I mean, notoriously good into Chen, even, so. They snap picked it. They did not. They had plenty of reserve
Yeah,
time. They didn't think, though. That's sending a message like, yeah, we know what we want. We don't care about your weenie troll hero. We have a Winter Wyvern for large David, and well, perhaps that'll be the play there to eliminate
yeah.
Pizzadog.
This hero is really good versus Enigma in the lane also because with the it got buffed a while ago, but this the Splinter Blast spell you can cast on your teammates now. You don't have to cast on enemies. It's like Alchemist. They're gonna farm these Eidolons to be honest. Like the Eidolons don't stand a chance. He's gonna have to play super defensively with them because you have to spawn them kind of near you because the cast range is low, and then they can just get like Alk stunned into Splinter Blast and they'll die from full HP. You can chase them down afterwards. I mean, Wyvern just in general, obviously, classic counter to Enigma. You can cancel the BKB Black Hole with the ult, and just like early in the lane, you try to do all this like physical damage with Eidolons. The the Cold Embrace that he'll probably get early on in the lane will just like completely nullify that.
You know, funny part is you mentioned very early on when the Rubik counterpick came out is this hero is not necessarily about the black hole, which has rang true for most of the Dota history. But we're really gonna put that to the test this game because this is a game where how do you get a black hole off? Rubik, Wyvern, Alchemist, Beastmaster, Primal Beast, they all literally cancel black hole with pretty good ease, so do you just
Yeah.
not even skill black hole or something? Like what do you do with this ability?
No, you can skill it, but I think the way you use it this game is like you literally use it as like a Midas. I think I've talked about this concept before, but like this guy's gonna skill it at level 6. He wants to use it instantly. He wants to use it to kill the alchemist, and that's it. He's using the skill point for money to get one kill. Even if he kills a sup with it, that's enough. Just because solo kill XP and money is so useful early on. But yeah, I mean, like a big team fight black holes, you can't expect anything. Like it's so difficult. Not even just like cancels. Like sure, the alchemist is like a stun, but the other four heroes like cancel it through BKB. So, I mean, you can't even like BKB Lincolns because there's 4 spells that you have to Lincolns.
I guess just throw everything at a hero, put it on cooldown immediately. Very much a like a 2014 Chinese sort of attitude in that regard. If you are just joining us, welcome to game number 2 of Losers Top 8 League of Lads Season 16 playoff series between the Funny Zone, the Radiant team, and of course Pizzadog on the Dire team. Funny Zone, they are one game away from eliminating Pizzadog. Pizzadog are playing for their tournament lives. My name's Badger. I'm joined by Logical Dota 2, and hopefully we'll be in for a better game 2 than game 1.
He's the Hellbear convert. Interesting.
Well, here we go. Ultra is being run at. He's stunned by the Avalanche. Eidolons have been created. Alchemist is 1/3 HP on the run, should survive. And you mentioned it, the Hellbear, but now the Hellbear is dead, so RIP Hellbear.
Yeah, I see that they have some like interesting things going on. This like Hellbear when it dies, it gives attack speed. Pretty cool with the Eidolons, but they weren't able to make anything of it.
I'm going to be real with you, I have no idea what the Chen facets are.
He just gets a creep. Like he
See,
gets to pick pretty much.
okay, so you like choose at the draft which creep you want, and then you just have
Yeah,
that
and
creep
you
all
can
game.
just spawn it. Yeah, you can spawn it. It has less HP though, but you just like start with it.
I see.
Most people take Satyr these days, I'm pretty sure, because the like small Satyr is good for mana burn early on.
Mm-hmm. By the way, fantastic avalanche from full Riptide. Obviously, will not. Obviously didn't get a kill or anything, but it just saved the Enigma's life, which, again, they really wanted to overload and bring him down right away, and, well, this time, not the case.
Yeah. It is a little bit sad, though, to be a Tiny. He used 2 avalanches now at this point. He has no mana items also. And no mana items in the courier also. He has, like, 2 spells. Probably, like, 3 spells for, like, the first 3 minutes of the game.
I mean, you do what you
And
have to sometimes. You just do.
yeah, for sure. That's more, I guess, commentary on I'd like to see him buy some mana items. But that is, like, part of why Tiny is kind of in a bad spot as a pause 4 hero right now, I'd say.
You want to know what a great mana item is, Electrical? Yeah.
Clarity?
Nah, death.
Death?
You die,
Okay.
you get full mana. Like, you literally restore all your mana for free.
It's true. Tiny's not the best hero at that. Like, that can be an okay strategy if you're able to, like, get kills. But doing that, like, old school Skywrath Mage thing where you just, like, cast your Q on them 10 times and then go feed to the tier 2 tower is, like, Tiny doesn't get enough impact out of his spells like that to make it worthwhile. They're doing this, like, lane pulling thing. You see he, like, aggroed it out of the tower from bottom lane. I can't really... I guess in the current state, this is pretty good for Dire. I don't even think he needs to connect this. I think he should just hold this outside of his tower.
Maybe he's just a little wary of overstacking it, but, you know, he'll fit most of the creeps under tower at the very least. I do agree with you on that one, but I'm Mr. Devil's Advocate today.
And, I mean, net result is the same for Enigma. He's fine.
So hypothetically, Ember Primal Beast like an even matchup, or is it like Primal Beast favored, or where is that matchup supposed to go?
I would say it's slightly Primal Beast favored, but I would say in general Ember is good against Primal Beast. But like in the lane specifically, Primal has too much damage. You can't like pressure the Ember because Chains is really good against your hero. If you ever like trample, he'll just Chains. But you can just kind of play CS and like go for runes, and it's really hard for Ember to actually do anything. A lot of people will even get Uproar at 1 in this matchup, which he didn't opt to go for, but it's an option.
Got the old 2-2-0 build, so no points in the uproar quite yet.
Yeah, it's kind of promising to be honest, because I think a lot of this hero is about the level 5 and level 7 timing when you have like 3 points trample and max trample. And when you get the point of uproar, it makes your laning stronger, but you miss out on that timing. Oh, Bingu is okay. That was cool.
I looked away for a second, but I'm assuming it wasn't all that crazy either way, right?
Yeah, it wasn't anything. I think he glyphed on Radiant. I guess they both glyphed, but he was just low mana on. He was like half HP and no mana on Ember for the chain, but it was too hard to go anyways. He didn't have mana for Onslaught on Primal.
I see. Speaking of Primal, he is #1 in last hits and denies right now, which I'm sure is good for Lefty Doe. I guess he's no longer #1 in last hits as of 2 seconds ago, but when I started the sentence, he was #1 in last hits. There's a bit of action in both side lanes, but everyone's fine, right? Or perhaps not. Gotching his channel. Nah, he's fine.
Yeah, Bingu taking a lot of damage. Also, is he dead?
And maybe he is actually. He's got a Fairy Fire, and now Lefty tanks
Yeah.
what, like 5 tower shots? But he's
It's pretty bad. Though. Yeah, like Bingu. What's he gonna do? Is he just gonna tough it out, or is he gonna run to base bootless? A hard decision to make.
I mean, he dies to Q plus W here. Seems to be. I missed First Blood. Troll Aura died.
I caught it barely.
I thought
That's like a really big deal.
Oh, of course.
That is terrible. So this is your 24 pick carry hero. It's supposed to like shut down the Beastmaster. Meanwhile, this guy's stacking for himself still, and he gets first blood bounty on your troll.
It was 23 pick actually. Speaking of kills, bottom lane, the Tiny.
Oh, the 24 pick. Yeah, you're right.
Wyvern, yeah.
Wyvern, yep, you're right.
Well, it's Primal Beast time. Never mind, he's not top lane. I thought he was top lane. Thought about it. But he ended up opting away from it.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to make that kind of a move, but I like the idea. I think, yeah. I don't know, something about this hero. I don't play it very much, so I think I probably understand it less than some people. Like, I know the Kron team, they all play it a lot, and yeah, Breezy Rs or something.
That's
But
gonna
I think
be
you really need.
the tale of the winners finals. It's the two teams that actually pick PB, and they're both in the winners finals.
Yeah, I mean they. Yeah, I think the Kron team hasn't played it too much recently, but I mean they do play it. But yeah, I mean for these early rotations on Primal, I think you really need phase boots or level 7. So now he has it, and he has the rune. So now he's like now he's a threat.
We're seeing a straight up TP bottom lane by Rubik. Did Dire see that? I don't think they did. So only problem is look where the lane is. It's here. It's just
Yeah.
not where
Okay,
you want
this
it to be.
is. Yeah, I mean they won't get a kill with these three most likely, unless the wave pushes back out. But this is a very good excuse for the Primal Beast to come here and to contest the 7-minute rune. It doesn't look like they're setting up for it right now, but like imagine the Primal ran down here. You know, this guy. Oh, they're getting him though.
We're gonna kill him anyways. PB was busy going for a bit of a dive in middle lane to somewhat little effect. Bot lane, Ultra Gunner secures the last hit, and well, this Wisdom Rune should be 100% secure. Back to mid lane, Lefty is still diving past the tower, but again, to very, very little effect.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say also already this game for Dire looks a bit difficult. They're gonna get both of the Wisdom runes on Radiant again, and probably a Chen kill. Okay,
Oh
no,
no.
good awareness
That's not a
with
good
the
sign,
camp.
though. That's, again, losing both minute 7 runes in both games is never a good sign if you want a game 3.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, Dire has a little bit better comeback potential this game with like tossbacks and Black Hole, although it is difficult. I'll say already that this laning phase is quite rough for them. And you can see they're not getting outmatched in the top lane, but he does have hella stacks on Beastmaster, so he'll come back with this. And not even come back, also, he's like completely fine now, where he still has first blood. Might even be getting a kill here. This is
Yeah,
kind
they've
of odd.
roared the troll. Troll will attempt to perhaps ulti. Never mind, Fade Bolt
Ooh,
brings him down before he can even get the ulti off.
the level 5 Rubik from both of those Wisdom runes just absolutely domed him with the Fadeball. I thought he was still alive, but I guess he probably should have wandered after the stun ran out. But I mean, he was dead anyways. Even if he presses ult, they're just gonna walk backwards. His team isn't close enough to help him out.
They've moved his air escape as well. Surely he dies here. He'll actually bring forth the Harpy Stormcrafter. I'm not quite sure why, but he's brought it to, I guess, be here and
He
got the wave.
that's just how his spell works. If it the Divine Favor, when you put it, it gives you heal amp and armor, and so he wanted that for himself.
I see.
But just because of how the spell works, it also TPs all your guys to you.
Huh, you learn something new about Chen every day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm clearly not a Chen player anymore.
You were at one point.
Yeah, a long time ago, back when Chen was super OP, I kind of forced myself to play him. I wasn't that good at
Hmm.
it, but Chen was so broken that it was fine.
That's cool. That's what I learned then today. I think I also didn't know much about this hero, but I played a lot with Andy, Silly Snell, and so he was very good at this hero. So we'd always first pick it and then get banned for the rest of the season. So in those games where we did get it at the very start of the season,
Oh, we
I
see Primal
got
Beast
to learn.
looking towards Xeriscape. Bingu is on the rendezvous trying to save his sub player, but it's too
He didn't
little,
chain
too
him.
late. The chains were, yeah, they were late as you mentioned. And, well, free kill for Lefty Dotes.
It probably wouldn't have saved him, but I mean, you might as well if you're gonna make it all the way there. There's no way you're killing the primal. So.
It's if there's
Interesting.
nothing else, it's morale damage. Where if you're Xeriscape, you're like, dog, please use the Q.
Yeah. I would okay. 9 minutes, 3K gold lead, not insurmountable. Oh,
It's
this
kind
enigma
of
is
fake gold
going
lead.
down.
Problem is, oh wow,
You got one shot.
he's gonna self stun because he just died too quickly on Enigma. Meanwhile, top lane, not quite sure how Kurdo got there, but he might. Never he's just missing all his attacks thanks to the stolen whirling axes. This is. I mean, again, it's a 4K net worth lead. It's a bit of a fake 4K lead because Alchemist, but it's like an actual like it's probably a 2K lead in terms of actual money, which is still very high at minute 10. So.
I mean, yeah. More so even than like the gold lead, just like looking at like where the gold is in these heroes and like the map state, it's not looking good. Like your Enigma is 0 and 2 with like no drums in sight. I guess you can like buy it pretty much. He's holding a lot of money, which is interesting, but like you don't want to be behind on these heroes. Ember also, like when none of your lanes are very strong, there's like what are you even doing? Max E on Ember also, so it's hard to make plays. Like there's no slight max.
very much sort of, you know, hit the woods sort of build. But he's not even hitting the woods. He's actually pushing in the mid lane. He's playing up tempo, looking to fight the Rubik, who steals flame guards. Now Rubik also cannot die to spell damage, it appears. That's Dota 2 for her, I suppose. Man, this lead is because you mentioned all these stacks. The Beastmaster and the Alchemist combined, they kill the stacks so easily. And again, I know it's Alchemist, but it's still 7k net worth at 11. It's almost 8k net worth at 11. And funny though, they're getting what they want out of their draft, which, if nothing else, is what you want. You want your draft to run the way it intends. And again, everything they want is happening. The Alchemist is farmed. The PB is ready to play up tempo. The Beastmaster is getting a lot of farm. I'm concerned. Kurdo just walks up slowly, lifts the troll. Troll's already 2/3 HP, 1/2 HP. Lefty flicks forward, and he's gonna bring down the troll. Where my troll ulti some time. He's trying to lifesteal. The problem is, he can't even lifesteal right now. He's just dead to the Rubik. He's simply dead.
He has a blink on, probably. He can get him with the ult.
And there we go. There's the blink. There's the pulverize. Steve Roar for good measure. That's one more kill. Alchemist is done. Or sorry, actually, Radiance is done for the Alchemist, I should say. Words were just off the mark there. But I'm flustered because this is an absolute beatdown. Even a bigger beatdown than game number 1 at this point.
Yeah, they had to like play for tossbacks, but it's kind of hard because Tiny is not exactly rich.
No.
And also, I have not seen him play Tiny at a single game this season. I don't think he's like a bad player also, but he is, I think, the lowest MMR player on the team, so hard to be putting all your eggs in his basket.
Maybe if he puts the blink on layaway, he'll have it by like minute 15, but well, at the very least there's a counter kill.
Oh?
Bingu gets a kill there on Aurora. Almost gets Zersky at first troubles, but not damage.
I mean, they're on the board at least.
It's true. I didn't even notice they didn't have a kill up in the top points. So I was 9-0. Here we go. Blink pulverized top lane, looking for the Troll Warlord. He's got ulti in 5. He can live for 5. He sticks, and the Hand of God keeps him alive. And now at this point, there's slight chains there towards the Primal Beast. Ulti is popped by the Troll Warlord. There's a tip going back towards the left. He gets a very important stimulus for the Troll Warlord.
Yeah, that's nice. Radiant's definitely reaching. That was a little bit too swag, I think. They went for like a quick and easy play while the Troll Warlord ult was down. That was like a pretty big overextension. I'd say there isn't really much of a reason to do that.
You know, there is one reason. It's to keep things interesting for us. You know, what kind of fun would we be having if plays like that were not happening? Like, if this is, you know, hit the creep sort of games, we'd be bored out of our minds. But if Lefty's just diving tier 2 towers in minute 13, we get to have fun. That's what matters.
Yeah, I mean, they like have full control of their main. I'd say the only escapade left for them is this triangle, this Dairy Triangle, which they really could invade. That is probably their best play. But I mean, they're probably waiting for some stuff. They're getting so much stronger. Also, the Alchemist items are coming in. Just finished a blink. Ags on Beastmaster is coming up soon.
Maybe you just smoke it on up with that, and then you can move to the Dire Tri-Camp and just play the economy game. And there's a lot of economy to play this game when you're already this far ahead, and you're going to have much more map control soon. Hey. All right, so your Pizzadog, you don't know how far behind you are, but you know you're behind right now. What do you do to is it just you just try to farm the tiny blink and then toss back as you mentioned, or what's the game planner?
Yeah, I mean, I think you do kind of have to wait for the tiny toss back because I was just gonna die, but that's not really.
You're saying?
I think you do have to wait for like tiny blink to really make any major plays. You can try to like set up a ward somewhere aggressive, but Radiant already has such like solidified map control that it's hard for them to do much. But yeah, I'd say, I mean, you're really waiting for your tiny blink, which is actually pretty soon. He's only 200 all the way. And then until then, you can maybe stand under like this type of ward. And if someone unsuspecting goes out of position, you can try to kill him with like slight chains. Enigma has a blink also, which is like,
okay.
I'm not a big fan.
Oh, you're not a big fan?
Yeah, because like, what are you black holing? You know, like in what world are you black holing?
That's fair. That's fair.
I,
I did mention that earlier.
okay,
Like,
wait.
what do you black hole? He self-summons on Ultra Gunner. Blink Roar finds Enigma anyways. The other guy comes on out. Ember tries to get in the middle of the fight, but there's nothing to do at this point. Now Xeriscape, who's on the run. The Penitence is stolen by Kurdo. He'll actually mech on Shen, but he's delaying the inevitable. Ultra Gunner blinks on forward, stuns Bingu. Bingu's Remnant is being camped by enough. He'll slight, he'll Remnant, but it's right into the open arms of Lefty's Primal Beast. That's 3 more kills. 13-2. That's a 12k lead. I mean, it's kind of a fake 12k lead, but even though it's a fake 12k lead, it's still like a real 8k lead, and the real 8k lead is one hell of a lead.
Yeah, it's not even like that fake. Like you said 8k, I'd say like closer to like 10k.
Oof.
Like, it's pretty bad. Alchemist's Net Worth is like also fake, but like I think people, I don't know, something about this year on my mind has changed. But Ultra Gunner might feed. This is
He's been on the dire side watcher. They need to kill the Alchemist. This is a must-kill situation.
Ooh, that was a
He'll
good Orchid.
the Enigma. Only problem is he can't get the Chemical Rage off in time. He now will use it, but in the Black Hole committed on one. But you mentioned it. Use Black Hole, kill hero, and Ultra Gunner, the Alchemist, has fallen. The trade is for the Chen, but you know what? That's a favorable trade, I'm sure.
Yeah, most certainly. That's you're very happy about that on Dire. Ultra, I think, just funded him a little bit there. Played a little bit too aggressively. Also, this Orchid, very bad purchase in my opinion. I think you should just go for a BKB.
I thought he had it in the quick buy too, but
Yeah.
no.
Actually, the Orchid isn't like terrible. It's not like game losing, but it's definitely kind of throwy. And especially if you're making aggressive plays like that, where you're farming the enemy team's triangle, you can't be having Orchids. If he had the BKB, he would have lived also. I mean, he Orchided the Enigma to like delay the black hole, but it didn't really help him that much. And also the Enigma could have like black hole to feels better. I think just having a BKB there, way higher chance to live.
We are seeing a smoke on up. Ultra Gunner, who has respawned from his sins, is once again in middle lane. Looking at Radiant Vision, they see nothing. Looking at Dire Vision, they also see nothing. So it's both teams playing blind right now. We see pings towards Bingu, but is Bingu just dead right now? Oh yeah, he's Orchided. He'll actually get the Illusion Rune off in time though, but he's roared anyways. So despite the good RNG of securing the Illusion Rune, he's still incredibly dead. And this is not a bang, but a whimper for Pizzadog. 2-time Lads Champions Pizzadog, and I'm having a good time right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think they just didn't have enough ideas. But I mean, I'm talking like the game is over. Game's not over. They still have some chance, but it would require Radiant messing up a lot, I think. I like what they're doing right now, though, while they're playing under these wards, kind of like away from the Radiant heroes. Even just like I guess Black Hole's on cooldown, but even just like a solo Black Hole on the Rubik would be good.
I agree, but it's not the happy game state where it's like, yeah, we're content to solo Black Hole of Rubik. You know, it's. I mean, I get it, but it's never a happy game state when that's where it's at. Yeah, if I'm Funny Zone, I'm pretty content to just play for the tier 2 towers, grab Roshan, and just play from this gold lead. And the gold lead is 14k now, so it's substantial. It's just large.
Yeah, even in their own like area where they're safe there, playing scared. Okay,
enough goes through the Twinga. He yells
like,
at the Chen. There's TPs on forward. Tiny.
They can't go
on up the Beastmaster. Here comes Alchemist, blinking forward, looking for anybody. He might self-stun once again, but he'll get the stun off just in time to bring down the Tiny. So it's only Tiny dead for us. Somehow Chen lived. I have no idea how he lived, but he did live nonetheless. He just like TP away from all of Zeros.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they didn't really chase him. Just ran the trees and TP. Son of God, you got a lot of, looks like mid tower is going now, which is kind of cool.
Or if they found Sonagod, or never mind, they have not found Sonagod.
He's trying to toss him back on Rubik because he's still tossed, but
instead they found Xeriscape, and he's dead bottom lane.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Bingu gets gone on. He's still fine, but it's the structural damage. We're taking towers. We're drawing boxes. We're drawing X's. We're making Jorvik mad by doing that, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean they can even go for their Torminator now, and then take Roche after. Like it's the rating can do whatever they want.
This is the ideal time. You snipe that minute 21 Wisdom Rune and the Torrenter at the same time. What more can you want?
Yeah,
And they're not even grabbing the Wisdom Rune. It's there right now on the floor.
I think I'm not sure who they're giving it to. Yeah, I think enough is good. Getting level 18 is also a really big deal. The level 12 is really nice, and the level 18 is really good also.
This is a situation where Lefty's showing mid lane, and Lefty knows that his team is showing bottom lane, and he's just so tanky that he doesn't care. He simply does not care about his own mortality right now.
Yeah, they could like maybe 100-0 him before they could react, but like they'd have to be so set up, and Radiant would have to be like kind of out of position.
We are dangerously close to Rubik having more net worth than Troll Warlord. Speaking of Rubik, he's being a Rubik right now. He's blinking away casually from Tiny once again. He actually clipped Tiny temporarily, but now in comes back up. Onslaught forward by lefty. And a guy comes in from there to get the mech as well to follow. But in comes the Beastmaster. This could be an absolute problem. Bingu will remnant on around. He's a binging and bonging. Only problem is that our team will eventually get run on down on everybody. Taliga pops the ult trying to fight towards Aurora, but Aurora has the cold embrace, and Taliga will need to embrace death very quickly. Onslaught stuns 3. Double kill for Lefty. Enigma goes down. Bingu remnants away, but he's being chased. Enough will try to find him. Bingu has one more remnant used. He's now fully out of the remnants, but he's still being run on down. Wink in by enough. Kurno to fall. He's got the stolen searing chains. That's a full 5-man wipe. Yeah, it's a slaughter. It's an absolute slaughter.
21k gold lead, almost 1k a minute.
And the thing I'm looking at right now is I'm looking at this Rubik troll net worth situation for number 4 net worth. Once Rubik's had a troll, I'm ready to call it.
I mean, yeah, this one's already pretty over. It doesn't have to get to that point, but looks like they are. Looks like they might be getting this tower. Maybe they'll even stick around for the racks. I mean, there's like a black hole, but there's 5 heroes to cancel it, as we talked about. Doesn't even have a BKB yet.
You know, it's one of those, it's been a rough couple days here for big fights. You know, the boxing match, not good. The MMA match, not good. Now the Dota match, also not good tonight, unfortunately. The big heavyweight brawl is not proving its mettle. Ultra Gunner just gets the BKB off somehow. I don't even know how I got the BKB off there. Is the toss just not intended? I don't even know. Ay.
Yeah.
It's
There's a Roshan for Radiant to take if they're trying to end this one ASAP, but
it is. By the way, it's 3-22 kill score right now. Smoke up on 5. Broken by enough. Who just blinks into 5 arrows? In falls Lefties. Air escape is dead. Bingu's silenced. He'll get brought down. Enough ended up dying under the damage of the Troll Warlord, but there's just too much damage. It's currently a 3-for-1. Sonic God's ulti has ended. His life will soon fall. He'll wand on up, but inevitably he'll lose the fight to the Ultra Gunner Alchemist. Tiny TP's away, but unfortunately he's too busy being dead. TP away, the GG is called, and Pizzadog fall. They will get 7th place, and now Funnies don't have a date with Blucher.
Yeah, that series should be good. I think. I'm Funny Zone. This is a pretty promising series. I feel like this is. I mean, yeah, they definitely shored up their gameplay a lot from their last series. They're back to how they were looking before post group stage. Good to see.
Of course, this is such a destructive area of the losers bracket. I mean, you think about these teams here. In that one little segment of loser, but you have, of course, 2-time last champion Nebula, 3-time last champion the KU Stack, Pizzadog, 2-time champion, the Funny Zone, Blue Shirt. They're all that little segment of losers bracket right there, where it's just. I get the Nebula team's not the team it used to be, but they're just some real heavyweights over there, and it's heavy, man. It's tough. It's a tough season to play Dota 2.
Yeah, chips. I mean, that's a sad way to go out. I can't lie. Unfortunate for Pizza Dog, but it's how it goes.
Yeah, it is indeed how it goes. And I mean, for Funny Zone, of course, they have a date with one of their rivals. They have they have a very tough matchup still. It's done nothing easy for them. Blucher into perhaps your team, into perhaps two more series, but Funny Zone went into the playoffs as probably either the favorite or one of two favorites, and well, of course they will go on a rampage to avenge their winners bracket loss. Man, you got any more thoughts on this one before I wrap it up?
Nah, they got that's a unlucky. Good luck next season. And Funny Zone's looking promising though. I think they're like positioned pretty well right now. I'm not sure how they're. I mean, what they're playing Blue Shirt, right? So that's a pretty strong team. But I think they being in the lower bracket right now, I think they're pretty poised to go for.
I mean, they're already top six, so it's at least a step in the right direction. So they're going somewhere. They're in the driver's seat. They're no longer in neutral. They're in, I don't know, like third gear right now. So they're chilling. Thanks for coming on tonight for this cast logical. Leave any final words?
No, that's unlucky. It's unfortunate.
Any final words,
Been
college
a minute.
shoutouts?
Been a minute since we casted and we got this stinker, but it's
Yeah,
it's always a blast.
I'm sure there'll be more in the horizon in the near future. Perhaps this next losers bracket melee between Funny Zone and Rice Boy will be on the table. Of course, my name is Badger. Thanks for tuning on and watching this very unfortunate beatdown where was the name of the game for Funny Zone over Pizza Dog. Yeah, I'll be back tomorrow night for the previously scheduled Royal Andy series, and we'll have the previously scheduled Royal Andy caster duo for that one. So that'll be a grand old time tomorrow night. My name is, as always, up on the Caster Games, Caster Tournaments. Contact me over on Discord, Badger Pablo, or over on twitter.com/BadgerDota2. As always, thank you for watching, and have a great night.